Hi, everyone. It is great to be here. This is our first live webinar to discuss a lot of things that are happening at Portugal the Place, but today we are going to talk about our new concierge program. So first up, I hope you're all saying hello in the comments. We would love to see where everybody is from, and if there is anyone that wants to kind of give a shout out, we would love to hear from you. The whole team is here. Everybody is excited to get into this and start talking about something that we've been working on for quite a while. So the first thing I should do is introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. My name is Colleen, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Portugal the Place. My husband Clyde and I, we started this company a couple of years ago to help folks relocate to Portugal and have a soft landing when you arrive. With that happening, what we have realized is not only do we want to continue to help people relocate to Portugal, but it's really important that we also recognize that there's a lot we can do to assist after you arrive. So, with that being said, we are going to dig into the meat of what this concierge program is, why we've started it, and how we hope that you'll see that it's a benefit to you. So, first off, I'd like to do a quick summary. So, the concierge program has been started to help people with different tools and resources that you may need as you navigate your life here in Portugal. We are running this program both virtually and in person. Our office in the center of Alcobaça is our welcome center, and it is available to anyone that's in the concierge program to stop by and ask for help, look for resources, charge your phone, grab a glass of water, whatever it is that you need to get started as you're here in Alcobaça or the surrounding area. If you're remote, that does not exclude you from using the concierge program. In fact, we can do everything that we can to help you via Zoom and work with you with our scouts and consultants that are spread across the country of Portugal. So Anna, who many of you know, is going to be heading up our concierge program. She is so excited to be part of this and is a foundation member of our team and someone that knows most of you pretty well. The reason we're so excited to have Anna leading this project is because she really does know what it takes to help folks settle in, get ready, and get comfortable with all of those different parts of arriving. So we are so pleased to announce that Anna is going to be leading this charge and that we brought on an additional staff to be able to support your needs, everything from deliveries to translations, all of the different things that'll be included. We've been considering that and making sure we're staffed up and able to assist you. So, how is it going to work and what's included? I really want to make sure you know that you can jump in and ask questions at any time. But first, let me just go over a couple of the key details. We have 3 levels of the concierge program. The first level of the concierge program is our basic program. Our basic program is going to include translation services, appointment scheduling, helping you work through some of your day-to-day challenges, such as getting on a phone tree with your insurance company or getting your driver's license or logging into a website in Portugal. We are going to be able to help with school registrations, helping you with postal needs, posting something, returning something, giving you suggestions and leads on transportation services, and of course, access to the concierge suite so you can sit down and problem solve on those questions that you may have. Also included in the basic package is something that we feel is vitally important, and I hope that you'll ask questions about and we can dig into more, and that's our emergency contact service. And what that's going to entail and what that does handle for you is the ability to help those folks that are back in the United States or the country that you've left feel confident that if something happened, if there was an emergency, that you have a contact and a team ready to help both you here in Portugal and your family that's abroad. So that contact information being available to you to put us in your phone as your emergency contact, and for us to have the details of who you need us to reach out to and what you need us to do, that's the basic part. That's helping you know that you have that confidence and that you know that even if the worst case situation happens, that you'll have a team that can respond quickly and to help you and your family navigate that. So the basic package is set up so that we have rates that are for the public, and then we have special rates that are for our Portugal the Place existing clients. The basic package, if you are coming in and you've not worked with us before, is 400 euros, and that's for up to a family of 4, and that's an annual rate. If you are already a Portugal the Place client and you're here, that rate is 300 euros. Now, the next level that we have is a step up. So we have the Premier Concierge Service. And in that, what we do is we add additional services such as deliveries and pickups. If you're out of town, if you need assistance with coordinating those, that's in the Premier package. We also have in-person translation and interpretation services. There's amount of hours calculated in annually so that if you need someone to go with you to a government office, perhaps you got a traffic ticket and you're trying to figure out how to navigate it, any of those type of situations, we have in-person translation services that are included in the Premier package. We also will negotiate your renewal of your lease and help you go over that process and make sure if you're leasing and you need to consider the renewal, that's something that is included in the Premier package. If you have to switch school registrations, that's also something that we will continue to help at that level. And then we'll also be including some special pluses for exploring Portugal, such as access to custom itineraries for scouting on your own. Set up so that you can go to other areas and explore and have some ideas of what to check out when you go out driving by yourself. We also are going to have exclusive services, events, classes, and cultural immersion experiences that are all part of the Premium Plus package. And for those of you that are remote, you'll still be able to participate through live stream, through video work, and then in-person events that may not just be on the Silver Coast. And then the package that we're offering right now that is going to be valid until July 1st is an opportunity for you to get in on the ground floor in the Premium Plus. This is the invitation that we're extending to everyone, and this is a discounted rate of 500 euros that will give you the opportunity to be part of our foundation core group that starts. It's a limited number. We will have 30 spaces total, and this will be everything that I just described, and then also special events and special functions that we'll be offering throughout the year. So altogether, we have 3 levels to be able to help you get engaged, be part of this group and support, and have the peace of mind that you have these services available. If you find yourself stuck or need additional assistance, we want to be available to you. So I know that we're going to have some questions. So I would love to see what we have happening. And hello, I see some familiar names. I see Carol, Janet. It's great to see you out there. I see that Maxine is online. Thank you so much for joining us. What is one of the first questions that we have? All right. So you can sign up easily. You can send us an email or you can click the link and we will receive that and then send out your package and get you invoiced so that you can start right away. So all you need to do is either send us a WhatsApp message. If you're already a client, you have a group, feel free to send us an email, or you can even drop us a message through this chat here and we can go ahead and get you invoiced. I've got my questions coming. Raven is being great. She's like Havana on the other side here. And if you're not, so one of the questions we have here is, what if you're not in Portugal? So the great thing is if you've already started your process here, but you're not here and you want to get in on the Premier Plus, is we will start that service once you arrive. So if you're a current client of ours and your services may not have even begun, or you're still in the middle of finalizing your lease or perhaps your purchase, you have 6 weeks of this service included in your package. So you will receive 6 weeks of this after you arrive. So it starts on your physical arrival date in Portugal and it runs for 6 weeks after that. So if you're not here yet, but you're planning on being here, you can sign up now and then your start date will start when you've arrived in Portugal. And if you're a current client, it would be 6 weeks after that arrival date. And if you're someone that is not currently working with Portugal the Place, it would be when you arrived in Portugal. Thank you, Raven. So The classes are going to be very personal. The question that I have here is if the classes are going to be really big or if they're personal, and we're definitely keeping it personal. That's why in the Premier Plus group that we're keeping it to a maximum of people. We're keeping it to that maximum of 30 clients, and that's couples. So that's 30 guests under the concierge program. But we're keeping the classes small. The group tours are going to be small. We're looking at, about 12 people on average in these groups and classes so that you can get immersion, you can ask questions, you can work directly with our specialists and really have a true one-on-one experience. So yes, absolutely going to keep them small and personal. Do we have any other questions that are coming forward? Anything else that we're throwing out there? So I think Janet, it looks like we have a question from Janet that I really want to know, perhaps from those of you that have already signed up, why you signed up. If you would like to share in the chat what it was, I can tell you that some of our clients that have signed up right away that jumped on it is because they realized that there's a couple of key pieces. As you live here in Portugal, you get more and more confident and certainly more independent. And we encourage you to learn the language, be independent, and feel like you're just making those big steps forward. But there's going to be times when you're going to need someone that can assist you in a deeper way. Perhaps you have medical condition and you're concerned that if something happens, you wouldn't be able to navigate getting emergency services or the support that you need. This is something that we've considered greatly because we've had this experience. We really have had folks that have been here that have had emergencies that our team has pulled together and been able to help them get through a very difficult situation and make it not such a challenging time for those that are here on that. And that's our goal. So yes, we want you to learn all of the language, the processes, everything so that you can live here and be independent, but at the same time have a safety net and a team of people here that when it gets a little deeper or a little beyond what you're comfortable with, we can step in and assist. We have another question here. So some of the classes that are being offered, our first classes we have our wine classes. So we are really excited. We have Maxine joining us as our sommelier and culinary expert. And we're going to be offering a series of classes that are starting very soon. We're going to be launching those dates right after this live feed. And these are classes on Wine 101 that really gets you set to understand how to navigate the wine menu and different wines, and then really understanding it from a Portuguese perspective. I can tell you from someone that only really had a certain couple of wines that I liked, like a Pinot Noir, when I look at a menu in Portugal, I'm like, I have no idea what all these different wines are. And Maxine is set up and ready to help people navigate that. We're also doing culinary classes where we're going to help you navigate, for example, the Portuguese butcher, because the cuts of meat in the United States to Portugal are really, really different. So that's something that we're excited to be sharing and going to get you through the whole process of understanding that. And then, of course, have a delicious meal and have a chance to taste it firsthand. So we're looking at a series of classes that will be diving in cultural immersion into Portugal. Some of the group tours that are coming up and planned that we're going to be doing are taking our folks out to experience some of the great Portuguese festivals so that when you go, you're with an expert, you're with a local that can take you in and really get you into the center of things, whether if it's a horse festival or if it's experiencing in Tomar, if you're looking for one of the Saints days, we're going to be going out and helping you navigate that, including the holidays, so that you have a great chance to experience some of the wonderful towns in Portugal during the holidays. All of these are coming up, and as part of the concierge program, you'll have access to this schedule and have the opportunity to sign up. And the first level of sign up is our Premier Plus, who gets a deep discount off of the rate that goes to the general public. Let's see. Oh, and Maxine said that she wanted to just point out how much support and how much she's appreciated having assistance with the phone trees. When you have a need to call into your insurance company or some type of maybe health system, perhaps you're trying to figure out a Mayo incident with like your internet, you get on these phone trees, and as much as you think you have a grasp of some basic Portuguese, it can be really challenging. And that's one of the things that I really want to stress that we'll be there to help you with. You can set an appointment with Anna. You can come in, you can sit down, she'll walk you through it, help you through it, or she'll do it on the phone or through Zoom and help you live if you're remote. So we do have a breakdown of all of these services on our PTP website. Everyone that's here will receive a link again with all the lists, with all the details and the pricing breakdown, the services that are included. You'll be able to access this through a link. We have this available for you. So absolutely, we will have that set up. So it's portugaltheplace.com/concierge if you're looking for it right now. And then we'll also keep that available to you. We can drop that in the chat so everybody can have that set up. And then another question we have here is, what is the best way to arrange deliveries of large items so they can be received for convenient for like concierge? So that's a great question. And we do this all the time. If you saw our concierge office right now, we literally have boxes to the ceiling. And Janet, I think someone is out ordering on you. You may not be the person that's ordered the most anymore. But what happens with that is you'll use our phone number. So we'll have the phone number available for you to schedule. And then if it's a large delivery that you need assistance with, we'll actually have the phone call come into us. We'll coordinate the delivery and then help you. You'll either meet it there and accept it, or we'll be able, depending on your level of service, we'll be able to be there and help you with receiving that delivery. If it's a small item, if it's something that's going to be in a smaller box or, something that you feel that could be delivered to the office, then absolutely we'll have reception there. You can have it sent to the office and we'll hold it for you. You can pick it up or we can arrange to get it out to your place. That's going to depend on the level that you're in, but we certainly will have that set up for you. And then how long does it take to become fluent? Is that what that says? Fluent in Portuguese. Oh my gosh. That really depends on how much studying you do, I think. Based on where I'm at, I think it's going to take me years. But if you have the time to take classes in schools, I do think you should level set your expectations and plan on a couple of years. Seriously, it takes a while. You will start to comprehend. You'll start to feel like more things are making sense. But getting the ability to verbalize and speak fluently and have that conversation, I would not put too much pressure on yourself and plan a couple of years before you feel really comfortable and fluent in all situations. And the 6-week piece, another question came in is, what is that 6-week piece? So all of our folks that are right now currently in services and your services are not completed. Now, how do you know if your services are completed? Services are completed with Portugal the Place if your utilities have been turned on and if you physically moved here to Portugal and you've received your keys. So that's when we kind of are like, okay, you're here. So all our current clients that are in various stages of completing their service, none of your concierge service would start until 6 weeks after you physically arrive in Portugal. So what that means is we expect that you will purchase or rent your home and there'll be a gap 3-4 months before you arrive. And then at the end of that time, once you arrive, we'll have 6 weeks of this service included. That's part of your package. Then at the end of 6 weeks, if you decide you want to continue with the concierge program, you'll have the option to do both levels, either the basic or the premium. Right now, until July 1st, you have the option to enroll in Premium Plus, which has that maximum amount of members of 30 members. So this is an opportunity for you to still have that option, but your concierge program, your annual renewal would start 6 weeks after your arrival. All right. So let's see. So all the holidays and where to celebrate, that's absolutely part. So part of what we're doing with the concierge service is answering your needs. And I tell you, one of the things keeping up on the Portuguese holidays is a thing. I can't tell you how many times I've come to work and no one else is here because I had no idea that it's a Portuguese holiday. So that is absolutely part of what we'll be helping with, preparing, reminding, having the group and community to make sure that everybody is getting accustomed to the rhythm. And then when it comes to the holidays and going and seeing things, that's what we're currently planning right now. But our expectation is to help you get in and experience the cities as they present themselves during the holidays, the markets, to understand where the best areas to go to experience the lights, all of that on the holiday time in Portugal. If you haven't experienced it yet, it's really magical and surprising because Portugal doesn't get talked about a lot as a holiday destination, and the Portuguese really do it upright. So something to look forward to. And then Kevin wants to know, will we send out more details? Absolutely. If you need more information, if you'd like to schedule an individual call to chat about it, to understand or ask more individual questions, we're available. You can absolutely schedule a time with myself or with Clyde or with Anna. We're all here, Raven, happy to answer those questions. So you can go on the PTP, portugaltheplace.com/concierge and get all of the details there. And if you have more questions, absolutely reach out and schedule a call. We'd be happy to chat with you about it. Any additional questions, Raven? Are we doing good? My eyesight is not good enough to be able to see all the fine print in front of me. So Raven is old school, handing me the questions next to me. So we're really excited to be able to offer this service, and it's going to evolve. That's one thing that I really hope everyone can appreciate is as we've seen the needs that our clients have had, we really want to address them and be there to support you through this process. So the concierge program has been developed based on the requests of clients, the additional needs, and making sure that everyone has this opportunity available to them. We're finding ourselves helping clients with things many months after they've arrived, such as people get parking tickets or a traffic ticket. They get it 6 months before, and then all of a sudden something lands in the mail and they're just like, what is this? Registering your car, managing the inspection process. That's something that gets a little nerve-wracking the first times you've done it. Making sure you understand the paperwork that's coming in. If you've had an issue with your utility bills, these are all things that we've assisted our clients with. Also, the renewal of the leases is a thing. For many of you, you just got here, maybe you've been here 6 months, but soon you're going to be looking at renewing your lease, considering the options, making sure if you've received notices of perhaps rent increases that you're being fairly treated and that everything is available to you for information in both Portuguese and English. So that's something we take very seriously and making sure you have that available. And then, of course, the other piece is this emergency contact, which was developed because of clients that have had children and family members back in the United States that have been really worried, saying, hey, mom, dad, what do we do? What happens if something happens to you? You don't know anyone in Portugal. What do we do? And so the emergency contact piece to us really is the foundation of this whole service, so that you know that you have a team of people available to you and your family if something comes up and you need that sort of assistance. And that assistance is helping you here if an emergency happens, being the one that's contacted, helping you if you're at the hospital, helping your spouse get to the hospital, or if you need someone else to come there. If you need pet care because you're in the hospital or detained for a while and you're unable to get home, navigating, pickups, getting groceries in the house when you need to get back because you've been gone for a couple of days. All of that is part of our emergency service. The other thing is if you need travel arrangements done for your family, helping them coordinate. They're going to be anxious and concerned, but we'll be available to help them set up their travel, to understand where they need to stay, to coordinate the communication and make sure everything is going smoothly. So that's really, really key and important to this service. So I have a question about helping with purchasing a car. Absolutely. We've helped so many people navigate this process. We have some really great contacts and can help you understand between new and used, if you're looking for electric, what the insurance process is. We have some great referrals on insurance if you need those, and just really talking you through some of the pros and cons. Maybe you're trying to decide if you need a car or not. So for sure, that is part of the process. And then, yes. So do you help with dealing with governmental offices? So yes-ish. So there are some great services out there that dive deep. So if you're really looking for concierge service on healthcare, I highly recommend Serenity. That's what they do. And that is what they specialize in. And we work closely with them. But if you have questions on your SNS and you need help with something in your health system, if you need help at the clinic translating prescriptions, you're not figuring out how to get that information across, if you need to re-register or change addresses, things like that, absolutely, that's all part of it. So your finance pages, your health pages, registering addresses, going in and changing information in your NEEF, helping you with the driver's license websites, all of those governmental websites, if you need help translating and doing those kind of tasks, we'll absolutely assist with. If it's going in farther, like say a tax question or a legal question, we have great referrals to help you with that if you need that, but we'll move those on to the professionals that handle those situations. Okay, so this question is something that I never thought I would need so much, but I really believe this is one of the reasons we included the concierge program. If you get locked out of your house, which seems to happen quite often to folks because the houses here lock totally differently, we can and do hold the keys for many of our clients. Also, if you go away on vacation or you had an emergency and you need a place for someone to have a second key, even if you don't lock yourself out, we absolutely hold and register your key. So, for example, if you're going to take a month-long vacation across Europe and all of a sudden someone calls and says, oh, that delivery that was delayed, they want to send it to your house next week. In the concierge program, you can reach out to us. We would hold your key. We would have your key, and then we would just coordinate to go and unlock and receive that delivery. Also, if something went wrong in your place while you were gone, perhaps a pipe burst or there was an emergency on the property and you're not available, you're not in town, we would have the key and we would be able to go and be there in your stead to help you navigate whatever that is that came up. So for sure, we will hold keys and we will help you get in your house so that if you're locked out, you don't have to stand out or call the fire department, which is random and weird. And we've seen it done, and it's not a lot of fun watching someone climb in your window. So the key is good. Any more questions? Oh, Raven is writing as fast as she can. So it's the eyes, man. I cannot read the small print. So we are working on that part. But definitely keep the questions coming because we're going to keep this recorded as well. So if you need to refer back to it or want to check on something, all the questions are really helpful so that you can get your answers. So this question is great. Do you wish that we had the service when we moved here? And absolutely. It it would have been really valuable. We had a couple of stumbles when we got here, and if we would have had a service we could have turned to, we would have saved a lot of money. Uh, on advice on finding our health insurance, we paid an enormous amount for the first year for the health insurance we had, as we just took the word of the first person we talked to at the bank. And then when Anna found out how much we paid, I think she kind of fell off her chair. So now we've definitely worked through and have a much more reasonable, much more comprehensive policy. We definitely would have saved money if we would have had someone help us navigate and look for and kind of work through quotes and information that really was just difficult to understand. Even when you Google Translate it, even when you do something where you're looking at it in translated, the context or all the information doesn't always come over correctly. And it's great to have a Portuguese set of eyes on it to give you the inside scoop on kind of what's happening or what you can and cannot do to save yourself money or time, whatever that circumstance is. So this service absolutely helps with school visits. We recognize that we have a lot of families moving. In fact, it's really fantastic to see how many people are moving over here with young children. So within the service that we offer through your service, if you are rental scouting or if you are purchasing, we do include registering your children for school and getting the school visit set up. But if you've already arrived and you're looking to register your children or you're wanting to change schools or do school visits, that would absolutely be something that we would be supporting you with and helping you with. So that is something we expect, that as your children grow and change and need different things, that we'll be helping you navigate those questions and also helping you with the other things. So remember, as they get older and they're registering for sports or they're looking for camps or there's activities that you want your children to be involved in, that's part of what we'll assist with as well. I put Raven through the paces on this because she's writing so fast, and she's like, take longer to answer. But we absolutely are looking forward to these questions. These are great, and thank you so much for sending them out, because we're really excited. And you may suggest something that we haven't considered either, which that's the wonderful part about launching a new program, is we're going to be looking and listening to our clients for what you need and where the help is going to be best served, and then respond. So with what we're doing, this service is really about your needs and what we can do to help you make your life easier in Portugal. So even if it's something we haven't considered, that's why these questions are great, because we look forward to being able to respond and help and support you in whatever way we can. That's a long question. It's like a novel, man. Just all right. So the growth, just that really builds off of the last point that I made. We're really expecting this service to grow. And we anticipate that as people relocate here, there's a lot of folks now with the availability of the D8, which is the visa that allows people to work from Portugal. We're finding more young families that are looking to move here. So we anticipate more growth around supporting families and what that looks like. You know, everything from, again, all of those school components, people with pets. This is something that's really important to remember. We also can assist with this. We have a very large fuzzy Newfie Doodle named Dutch. We've gone through the process of moving him here, trying to find a groomer that's big, that can handle a giant dog, looking for veterinary services that are prepared. We've really gone through that process. We also have a lot of clients with different animals, different needs. So we've had that experience, and that's something we're prepared to assist you with. So the growth will be as we get the different clients looking for the support and needs. And we anticipate one of those additional growth points will be as people age in place, as people are here, there are going to be additional services that people are looking for, whether it's in-home nursing or if they're going to be looking for facilities. We anticipate that those clients that we consider so near and dear are going to need different things as we age in place. So that's something that we're considering as well. And then the preferred method for contacting our concierge service will be going through WhatsApp or through email. Both of those are going to be readily available. So Anna will have all of her information is available. As people sign up, you will be able to be welcomed into your new client portal. For many of you that are clients that have been with us since the very beginning, the client portal will be a new tool for you. And in there, you will see all of the different things like appointments that are being made, information on services that we've provided, contact information for the entire team, and you can send a direct message to Anna. And of course, you can reach out via WhatsApp, and we'll be looking forward and happy to help you there. All right. I feel like we've covered quite a bit. Is there any additional questions or anything else that we feel like we might want to go over? Any place that you're thinking of anything? Happy to answer general questions as well. But again, to reiterate, the concierge program for any current client that's on the call right now on the webinar, you have this service for 6 weeks after your arrival. So if you're purchasing a house right now, for example, and you don't anticipate to be here until spring of 2024, your concierge service will start upon arrival, and you'll have 6 weeks included. And then post that is when your annual renewal would begin if you decide to continue your service. If you sign up right now for the Premier Plus service, that will actually begin, that service level will begin once your 6-week portion that's included in your package is completed. So we do have referral services. We have a lot of organizations that are really trusted. We work with car dealerships, for example, that our clients have worked with and recommended. We have folks from the insurance background that we can recommend. One of the best groups we work with is our own accounting firm, which has been amazing because, as you can imagine, running a Portuguese business takes a lot of professionals to help you navigate the tax system. So we have great references that can get you set up there. We also have a variety of other resources that have come sourced from our clients. That's the great thing, is people love to share and love to make sure that they're getting the best information out to us. So we continue to add to those experiences. But we also have people across the country. So whether it's in Coimbra or Porto, if you're down in the Lisboa area or the Silver Coast, we're able to get you referrals because we have people all across the country. All right. So there's a question here about Lisbon, I believe. So is it possible for us to, what does that say? I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Help. So for those, if you're not in Lisbon yet, if you're not here in Portugal yet, we certainly, part of our services that we provide is helping you with exactly this, figuring out the costs, helping you with your budget, and being very realistic about what is possible and what you need to consider. And so if you're not a current client with Portugal the Place and you're interested in what we do, you can schedule a free call. We go over your budget, your interest, help you see if it's realistic. And then at that point, if you're interested in pursuing our services, we can go over exactly what that would entail and set you up with whichever one matches what you're looking for the best. But absolutely, the concierge service is set up really for folks that have already made the decision to move here and are already here. But if you're still trying to decide about Portugal and you're looking at budgets, that's where you can schedule a call with our team. We'll walk through all of this with you, and then we'll help you navigate those early questions because those are so important. All right. So I think we have some additional questions on that. I'm trying, let's see. So figuring out the costs, and then you want to break out your question into parts. Not really about the cost of Lisbon. I am so sorry, Robbie. Let me see it on your phone. I'm going to take Raven's phone from her so I can read it up close here. I apologize. All right. Okay. So it looks like we have a question about letting the dog travel in the belly of a plane, and you're on a waiting list, and you're also realizing that you have some questions about kind of figuring out all of those costs. So we absolutely can assist with that. I know traveling with a dog is really challenging. All of us have gone through the decision making. When we traveled with Dutch, we didn't have the option of the private flights, and we ended up having to put him in the hold, and it was really difficult. So I totally get it. There are options. Some of the folks are considering scheduling using the QE2 and moving across via ship off of the East Coast, and other folks are getting involved with the private groups for the chartered flights. It depending on the size of your animal and the registration of your animal, it really does vary on the costs and how you would navigate that process. So that's definitely one. And again, that's where we would do a call and we would chat about that in person because there's a lot of variables on that. So it certainly is something that is the biggest decision, one of the biggest decisions you'll make when moving here. And I can say from experience that it was our largest expense when relocating percentage-wise was getting Dutch to Portugal. Don't regret it for an instant and wouldn't have done it any other way, but definitely something that you really have to dig into.
Do you have referrals to service folks like electricians, gardening folks, general handyman?
Okay, so our last question is, do you have referrals to like service providers such as electricians, landscapers, handymans, painters, all of those things? And absolutely. We have vetted and worked with these folks. We continue to find more and more services across Portugal to make sure we can support people wherever they are choosing to live. But we certainly have pool services, landscaping, painting, electricians, handymen, folks that will set up and assemble your furniture. Huge thing. I am so glad there are people like that do that, because that's certainly not something I like to do. So we have all of those referrals available, and that's something that in the concierge program you'll have access to whenever you're thinking and brainstorming. And then if we don't have referrals in the concierge program, that's where you get a hold of us and say, hey, I have this particular problem. Can you help us find this? And that's exactly what we're here to do, is to dig in and do the research and have that Portuguese angle to help you find what it is you're looking for. All right. So I think we, at this point, have wrapped up. We have a ton of great questions. Thank you so much. Thank you, Raven, for bringing those over so that I could see them. But again, I really hope that we've answered a lot of your questions about what we're looking to do with the concierge program. And what it really boils down to is being there as a support team ongoing in Portugal, so that you can live your best life and know that you have resources available to you. Excuse me. If you have any questions, please feel free to schedule a call. Again, you can go to portugaltheplace.com/concierge, and all of the information that we just shared is listed on that page. And we really look forward to being able to support you, to help you, and also experience Portugal with you. So thank you again for joining us, and I look forward to doing another webinar with you soon. Thank you.